Now, to quote Dolly Parton, forget the 9 to 5, the difficult boss, the daily commute. More and more people are turning to freelancing as a way to make a living.
Yeah, in the United States alone, freelancers now represent around 35% of the total working population.
According to statistics portal Statista, it will rise to 50% by 2027. That's almost 87 million people.
But while the perks are worthwhile, the growing gig economy does have its pitfalls. For not least, finding a steady stream of work, that can be a challenge at times, and you can also find yourself at the mercy of late-paying clients.
Well, YunoJuno says its platform can take all these hassles out of freelancing. It's a UK-based company. It manages the relationship between the employer and the client, which means no more late payments and chasing for work. In theory, let's talk to its co-founder, Shib Mathew, who's with us in the studio. Morning, Shib. We work with a lot of freelancers. We know this industry really well. Music to the ears. You haven't got to chase for those invoices. You've got the work coming in. It all sounds a bit too good to be true.
Well, we don't believe it is. We are based on two assumptions, or two observations and one hunch. That's what we believe we started this business on. That first observation was that the world is moving freelance on a global scale. More and more people are choosing freelance as a vocational choice, and more companies are choosing to hire freelancers as the best way to deliver projects. But the second observation that we had was that even though there is this dramatic shift towards freelancing, there wasn't an equally dramatic shift in the way that those two groups, freelancers and in organizations, connected with each other. It was all still very manual, opaque, expensive. And so we thought our hunch was that technology had to provide a better connection, a more informed connection. So essentially, YunoJuno provides this marketplace of the very best creative and tech freelancers and a management platform by which those two groups can connect with each other in a direct and transparent way.
So talk us through the practicalities. If I was signed up to the website and I was working for an organisation, maybe I was designing something, I finished the job, do I get paid immediately? And where do you get that money from? Does the money come through you and then is passed on to me? How does that work?
Exactly. So we pay our freelancers. Anyone that works on YunoJuno, we pay those freelancers, and we collect money from the clients that effectively employ those freelancers.
The tricky thing about that, though, is that the freelancer looks like they've only got one client, YunoJuno, and that could be a problem for tax purposes, couldn't it?
So the new IR35 legislation that's coming in, April 2020, will be a moment for HMRC to reassess how freelancing works, and I think there will be some readjustment in how freelancing works. But if we look to the United States, and you quoted the stats, freelancing by 2027 will be the majority of the workforce. We believe that freelancing is the future of work. So even though there is this readjustment in how tax legislation works, there will still be a drive because people want freedom and flexibility in their lives. People want this work-life balance.
When you say that, are we getting to the point where permanent sort of 9 to 5 jobs will be a thing of the past?
I believe it will be. We have built this business on the idea that the future of work is freelance because people want this idea of freedom and flexibility and this drive to a better work-life balance.
And as we've mentioned, the so-called gig economy, gigsters as they're known, is also a new growing area within the workplace. But the law's got to catch up with this, surely, because it's fine when you're young, fit and healthy. But what if you're on maternity leave, you want to have children, or actually you become unwell, or you need to take holidays? It's those times, isn't it, when the freelance lifestyle doesn't really work?
No, I think you're exactly right. I think that the legislation and the way that companies choose to staff their projects does have to evolve. But from our clients, we have seen this growing shift towards freelancing. There are more people in a YunoJuno contract or a YunoJuno booking than any other platform in our sector. And we have grown 100% year on year for the last 6 years. Last year we did £100 million in turnover. That's double that of the previous year and double that again of 2016. So we are seeing the growth ourselves in our own business, and we are seeing it outside of our business with the macro trends that are happening.
Shib, it's really nice to see you.
Thank you.
It's interesting to see your work being done in that area because it is a big problem for many people. Shib Mathew, thank you, Chief Executive of YunoJuno.